Okay, I have good news and bad news. The bad news is, last time we did the vacuum pump and we still have no brakes. So, yeah, honestly, I'm getting a bit fed up with this brake issue that we're having. So either it's gonna be the brake booster or it's gonna be the return valve of the brake booster. Now, I really don't want to do the brake booster. So what I did now is I ordered the return valve for the brake booster, which is, it's a pipe that goes from your vacuum to the brake booster, and between that is another pipe that lets air in one side and not the other side, basically. And what I looked up on the internet is sometimes they get blocked, and if that's the case, then you also cannot create a vacuum for your brakes. So I'm gonna try that one first. I ordered it, but right now I cannot be bothered with it. So today I'm just gonna be doing some more fun stuff. I'm gonna modernize the interior with an Android unit, and here on top, as you can see, this whole seal is gone. It's also one of the common issues. These rubbers, they rot away. So I have a replacement for that. So that's what we're gonna do today, and I will worry about the brakes later when that pipe arrives. So let's start with this Android unit first, so at least we get some tunes in this car. Okay, when I got this car, there was a stereo system in here, but I already took it out because it was broken, it didn't work anymore. So we now gotta remove this cradle here inside, this plastic, by releasing this, and then down there. And these are T15s. Yeah, that brake issue is really something else. I was hoping that it was going to be the vacuum pump, especially we saw that when I took it out there was liquid sealant on there, so I was hoping that they try to seal a vacuum leak from there. Apparently that's not the case, since there is now a brand new unit in there. What I also did is I went over all the pipes of the brake system, all the vacuum hoses. All of them seem to be in good order. I don't see any leaks, and the thing is, a vacuum leak is really hard to spot. You cannot do it like with some soapy water or anything like you could on another leak. You can do like a smoke test, but I don't have a smoke tester to do that. So like I said, I'm gonna try that pipe first, since I really hope that is the issue, because a new brake booster for this car is 270 euros, and that will eat into our profit a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna do this methodically, and I'm gonna start with that pipe and see what happens. In the worst case, I'll try to find a used brake booster, because apparently from the X1 of BMW, the X1 of BMW has the same brake booster as this one, and I found a couple of those for a good price. So might go that route, but yeah, we'll see what happens with that pipe. What do I have to do? Yeah, so I took the Torx out, the T15s. So now there are still two M8, 8 bolts that I have to take out, which I'm gonna do with this ratchet. M8, is it this one? Yep. So okay, the M8. So we took the Torx out, so now we have to release these two bolts. There are two of them, which are M7 bolts. So I'm gonna do that with this ratchet. Okay. That's one, and then there is another one on that side here. Same thing. The good news, however, is that I have been running the car for a little bit. letting it do a whole heat cycle a couple times, and until now I don't see any oil leaks, so we took care of that. That's good. I also topped up the cooling water, since we lost a little bit when we when we disconnected the oil cooler. Alright, so this cradle is now coming out, all these cables. So you might notice there are a bit more cables than what would come from the factory. That is since this car had a parrot unit installed. I took that one out, I disconnected all the cables for it. Now this thing is basically wired into the main plug, and I don't want to mess with that, so we're just gonna leave that as is. I already tested and measured all the pinouts, everything still reads fine, so yeah, I don't want to start cutting into this loom and then possibly possibly messing something up. Okay, so that's done. Good, so we have our antenna cable, we have our main connector. What else do we have? We have our two plugs for the airco controls. Okay, so that's all we need. Let's see, is there something else in the back? Nope. Okay, so we can now move on to assembling the unit itself. That's something we will do on the table. Okay, so I have the unit here, this Android unit, which I ordered online. This is a 6 GB version. Comes with everything you need, with a fan, 5G and Wi-Fi also. It comes with all these cables. This is the airco control unit. So this is the original housing for it, which you have to take off. What you have to do is just release these clips here, two on the top that go in there, and then on the bottom we actually have the same ones, also two clips that you have to take off, and then this comes out, and that will be replaced with our new one, and that will fit nicely under the radio. Let's see. Now what we have to do, because I saw a lot of pictures online where people installed these, and the airco control unit was sitting a bit to the front. Now that is because you have these two clips here that hold in this part of the control unit, and you have to cut off these wings so it can click in there fully. So I think that's what we're gonna do right now. Okay, so we want to be careful snipping these, because I don't want to damage the control unit itself. Now second hand, these are really cheap, you can find them online. So a cut like this, and then we have a cut like that, so that's one. We do the same on this side. It's honestly not that hard, but you want to be just a bit careful, so you don't want to snip the middle part, because that's actually the part that's gonna clip in here. So yeah, honestly, I got this car for cheap, but I don't know at this moment in time if it was actually a good buy or not, since yeah, I keep dealing with unforeseen issues like the brakes, and that's something I keep thinking about. I want to get it fixed, because yeah, I cannot take the car for a test drive as long as it doesn't have brakes. Well, technically I could, but that would not be very smart. Okay, so we have these nipped off. I'm gonna clean this up a little bit so it's nice and smooth. So yeah, I need to grab a file. Okay, that looks good. So now I should be able to clip on this. Oh yeah. So these things, let's be honest, these Android units, we ordered them from China. They give you these plastic replacement covers. But as you see on the back, what I do is I put always a dab of epoxy glue on here, because these latches, or whatever you want to call them, these hooks, they are, well, not the strongest. So I would advise you to to reinforce them a little bit before you go further, because if this breaks, it's not a big deal if it breaks, but yeah, I don't want to have any rattles coming from the dashboard. That's actually the same reason why I also glued in these holders, because these bolts that they give you from the factory to screw that in, yeah, it's really flimsy material, and yeah, I rather do it correctly from the first time than having to deal with issues later down the line. Okay, so that's that. Then on the top, it all lines up. Yep. Then we want to okay, 1 second. I'm actually gonna take this out for now, so I have a bit more room. Okay. So as you see, this is a bit bent. Also, again, something, yeah, from factory. So it's a bit fiddly, but we will get it in there correctly. Okay, so apparently this thing is hitting the shield. I marked it here, so I'm going to take a bit of material off so it fully clears. Yeah, and that should be fine then. Okay. Alright. This is still not clearing fully, but I can make it work. Okay, there we go. See, I had to, to make a bit of clearance. Okay, so that's in. Now I'm gonna install the little cover for it. That. Okay. There we go. And that will go in the car. Good. On the side here, there are these black little caps that you push out from the back. That's where your screws will go in, and that will cover the screw afterwards. So okay, next thing we do, we're gonna go to the car and start connecting everything up. So we have our main loom, we have our antenna cable, that's what we need. I am not going to use an external mic for this, there is a built-in mic. I don't really call in the car anyway, so I don't need that. What I do need, however, is this loom. I don't need anything of this or this. This is a SIM card that you can insert if you want to have a standalone system. But what I do need is this connector. That connector is to connect up your fan, and that plugs in there, and then you have a cooling fan basically. So that I need, these two I need. What else do I need? This is your this is the Wi-Fi antenna, yeah, and this is the 4G antenna. It also has 5G, but that's it. Good. So let's go and let's try to get this installed into the car. Okay, I'm gonna start with sticking on these antennas for the Wi-Fi. Now I know a lot of people run these cables all the way there into the pillars and here. Now I did this before in my Mercedes, and I stick them just behind here, and I never have any issues with connection whatsoever. So I'm gonna do the same on these ones here. You do what you want, of course. I don't care. I'm gonna put mine behind here because I really don't want to be taking apart everything. That's one installed. So here we have our cable. So this is the cable for the Wi-Fi. So wait, so this is the GPS antenna. This is the antenna cable for the 4G. The GPS one I put behind here. This one I'm gonna put on the other side, like this. Like I said, I did this exactly the same on my Mercedes, and I always have connection. Okay, so that's done. Now, what do we want to do is... Yes, this one. Now this is a bunch of cable. I actually only need one of them, which is this one, blue and white and black, and this one connects up to the cable of the fan. Let me see, like this. Should connect up to the fan. Yep, like that. Okay, that's that. I really hope this is not gonna be a loud fan. Because I know that sometimes for these cheaper Android units, the fans they use in here, they're cheap too, so they can make some noise. If this is the case, I will take it out and I will change it for a Noctua fan. That's also always possible. I did that before too. It's really like 4 screws, take it out, replace it, and that's it. So I hope this is gonna be a good one and I don't have to do that, but you never know. So the next thing I want to do is connect the antenna cable, which just goes in here. That is really easy. Gotta make sure you push it in all the way. It can be a bit tight, but yeah, just make sure it's in there. And then we take our antenna cable from the car, and yeah, you have here this this latch. It goes like this, like that, and that's connected. Good. Now the next thing I want to do is the CAN bus connector with the decoder. Make sure everything is plugged in good. Like, yeah, I also don't really need any other thing like aux and everything. I don't use it, so I don't think I need it. So you have this handle here, can close it and open it. Open it is to connect it, like this, and then you close it and it clicks in place, and now this is connected. Now we need to connect this to the unit, and that's with this cable, this connector here. So it's basically only this connector we need. There we go, just plug it in. Make sure this is all the way seated, because sometimes yeah, you have bad connection. And then there we go, that's fully seated. See how I had to like really push it in there? Okay, so that's that. Okay, now before I will put this fully in, I am gonna start the car and see that everything works. So let's do that first. Grab my beautiful new house key, which I also did in one of the episodes. I had to resolder a new micro switch on here, so that's also done. So let's see if the radio works. Okay, we have something going on. Powered by Android, good sign. Okay, it works. Now I'm gonna turn this off, otherwise I'm gonna get copyright strike. So that's that. Now I'm gonna start the car. And we're gonna see if the airco works. Oh, of course it will not work, since I have not plugged it in. Sometimes I am quite forgetful, so I'm sorry about that. How is the best like this? Yeah. So, 1 second, because these can be like that. One, and then we have number 2 here. Yeah. This. Okay. Okay, that works. Now, steering wheel buttons are now working. It was just this cable that I forgot to connect, which comes from the CAN bus decoder. So that's done. And our Android Auto is also working. And as you see, this is with the steering wheel. It's working. If I go into Spotify, yeah, I'm just gonna play something right now. And you see it works. So perfect. So Android radio is connected, so I now need to button everything up and finish it off here. Okay, so time to button this up. I'm just gonna put all these cables back in here. This is also still left over from this parrot unit. Like this. Just make sure you do not pinch a cable. Obviously these cars, they came from the factory with navigation, which was a second bump here. This one now has it here, so yeah, it's a bit, well, different than it used to be, but everything works, so I'm fine and happy with that. Everything on the bottom lines up too. Yep, so that's great. Okay, now we still gotta insert those. This side, like that, and one on this side. Okay, that works. Okay, so the Android radio is installed. I want to thank you all for watching this video. Please like and subscribe if you like this and you want to see more work done on this car. I surely hope so that you want to see it, because I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers. So please, if you like it, hit that bell icon, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.